Hello, Sergeant 1911 here today, and I hope you're ready for today's video. Sunny day, probably mid-30s out here, but we're going to do some shooting anyway and hope you like it. Before we get started, I want to mention the Smart Accountant by Continental Computer. There's a link down there, our sponsor. Guys, I appreciate it if you'll subscribe, give us a like, click a little ringy-dingy bell up there. Make sure you get a notification when we get a video out. We're trying to get as many out as we can possibly do. You know, weather's not going to allow it all the time, but today, you know, hell, it's just cold, but it's cold other days. So what we're going to do today, though, we're going to shoot one of my favorite polymer handguns, which is, as you know, not a Glock. But while we're on that Glock word, if any of you guys feel the need to donate a Glock handgun to poor old Sergeant 1911, I will be sure and call you right away and we can arrange for that shipping. How about that? If y'all want me to do a good review on any model Glock, I don't care what it is. If you've got one, an extra one, I'll take it. But right now, let's talk about my favorite polymer weapon. My favorite polymer weapon is a Springfield SD. Now, the Springfield SD, I believe, kind of come out in a way to copy the Glocks in a way. They're another one of those, how do you say it? I'm looking for the right words. Almost a brainless handgun. We got that long 10-pound pull. We don't have an external safety on it. It's like one of those who's actually built for police officers, if you know what I'm saying. I'm all supporting the police, but you guys will know what I'm saying. When you get in a combat situation or a high intense situation, it's not like a lot of weapons where you got to worry about safeties and things. You've actually got to just pull the weapon, point and poke. So what we're going to do, this one, as a lot of polymers, not all polymers, a lot of polymers, this one is what you consider high capacity. It comes with like a 13 round magazine, and you can get on up. I think I got a couple 16 round magazines. So we're going to shoot some. I'm probably going to shoot a few rounds at my convict out here. I think he's appropriate target today, and I got a gong. But we're going to shoot a few rounds at this polymer pistol. Now I do carry, as you guys know, watched any videos, I carry a polymer pistol a lot when I'm rolling in the dirt, hunting, crawling on the ground, mowing the yard. If I'm going to town, I carry something else. But what we're going to do is load this up real quick, and we're going to shoot a few rounds at the gong, and we're going to shoot for a few rounds at the convict. And then we'll talk about this a little bit more. So let me get my hearing protection on. There we go. Oh, my hand's cold. Look at this. Look at this. Here's my polymer pistol. Froze up, locked up. What's going on with my polymer pistol? There we go. Polymer pistol had a bad round in it. Now that, guys, that is not a pistol problem. That's a Tula ammo problem right there. If you could see, you would notice that there's not a primer in the bottom. There's not a primer at all in the bottom of this round. So this is not a handgun issue. This is an ammo issue. This is a Tula 9mm, 115 grain full metal jacket. So we're not going to blame that on the pistol. Now if it's a Glock, I'd have probably said it was a daggum Glock, but it's not. So let me try this again. My ears back on. Okay. Now let's try it. I think that thing shoots really good. I do need to mention one of my buddies old Army buddies up in the Northeast in Rhode Island. I think you spell his name with an O and an I. I'm not exactly sure how he spells it. Hell, I know how he spells it, but he spells it with an O and an I. It gives me a hard time because I missed the targets the other day. I didn't miss today. So anyway, that's a special hint to him to shut his mouth unless he wants to come down here and talk to me in person, which I'll be glad to have him in my home anytime. Anyway, guys, this little 9mm, it shoots well. It does have what we consider high capacity. 9mm You know, we can get into another video at another time, but it just happened to roll in my head. Those you guys who know a little bit about history know back hundreds of years ago when we first got the 1911 and that 230 grain bullet, it was to replace the 38s. The 9mm and the 38 comparison, we'll do a video on that someday and see what you think. Right now I'm going to go ahead and shoot some more. I probably got 10 more rounds left in this one magazine. There we go. Empty that magazine up. The felt recoil on this thing is very light, not much recoil at all. You know, and that's one of the things I think people like the 9mm is the recoil is just not much. Here again, if you'll notice, if you want to back it up and try it again, you'll notice what I was doing with a handgun. I had the handgun down at this angle here, pointed away from me. I looked in the handgun without the magazine, and I'll be dadgum if I didn't find yet another Tula 9mm. If you can see it, it's got a light strike on the primer. That bullet should have discharged, it should have went off, it didn't. But the key here is not the handgun again, and this time we're not talking about the ammo. We're talking about the fact of how I'd handled this handgun down this way in a safe manner. So we're talking about another video one day when we talk about safe handgun handling, especially the conditions of handling in a 1911. But what I got to do here now, I've got another full magazine of 9mm, another 16 round or so. You know, I have a bad habit of not counting. I didn't count every one of these rounds. Probably 15 rounds anyway, 14, 15 rounds. I'm not going to mess with some of these bad rounds. But what we're going to do, I guess I'm going to load up. You guys know that I tend not to wear gloves much. That's some good old military that follow me the rest of my life. But what we're going to do is I'm going to load up again, which I've done, and I'm going to go ahead and put my hearing protection on, and we're going to try to hit the gong a few more times and see how that goes. Now it locked back empty like it's supposed to. You know, I like this little handgun. It's a nice little polymer handgun. Can't say anything bad about it. Shoots well. If I was going to carry it for personal protection, as I do sometimes, of course I'm going to hold it up, load it up with some nice hollow points or something, and maybe get away from an ammunition problem. Right now at 30-something degrees, my hands are getting cold. I think it's time to go back inside and kind of wrap this up. Okay guys, we're back inside now. Come back in the hideout, get back in where it's nice and warm. You know, after shooting this thing, I'm going to say, yes, it's a nice concealed handgun. You know, we got the 3-inch barrel, we got a little short pistol grip, got a backstrap safety on it just like a 1911 would. The trigger on it's got a safety built into it. It comes in, you know, it's like 7 pounds pull. But you know, this Springfield SD subcompact, there's one thing that I think, or a couple things I think that could make it better. You know, with this little short pistol grip for a subcompact, you see my finger hanging off the bottom of the pistol grip there. Well, that's just not the way I like to do it. I like to go ahead and switch out this 13 round. And I think this is about an 18 round magazine in it. So I get 5 more rounds, but look at the handgun now. Now I get my whole hand on the pistol grip. My pistol grip is longer than the barrel on a handgun. Now, I've not lost all of my concealment because I do have to still maintain the upper frame. I just added a few more rounds to the bottom But my handgun's much more controllable. I can control it now because I can get my whole handgun, my whole hand around that pistol grip. And for you guys who like this high capacity, you know, here's high capacity in a subcompact handgun. The sights on this thing are little white dot night sights on it. You know, in my personal opinion, and that's what you're going to get here on my channel, you guys know that, you're going to get my opinion like it or not. Sights on a handgun, unless they are for competition shooting, target pistols or something, do you need sights on a handgun? I mean really, if you practice with your handgun and you start to learn the proper handgun stance and everything, you know, handguns are more than anything for self-defense, close range. You know, if you're far enough out there that I have to use my sights for the handgun, unless shit's just going to hell in a handbag, use your rifle or get in the damn truck and drive away. But handgun sights to me are not that important. I know some of you are going to say, well, I want my red dot. Well, while you're trying to find me in your red dot, I done capped your ass. But, you know, put your scopes on there if it make you feel good, whatever makes you, warm your heart. But, you know, I'm not that into the sights on the handgun. I want to know that my handgun is going to go bang, bang, bang. You know, if I'm going bang, bang, bang at the bad guy, he's ducking for cover. I don't have to hurt him. He just got to know that I will hurt him. You know, this little handgun right here, Springfield SD subcompact. What else do you need? It functions, it fires, you can hit with it. It's a good handgun. It is polymer. It's got a little weight on it. You know, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I like it. I think you'd like one. This one's been on the market for a while. Pick one up somewhere at a reasonable price. You know, I think we'll just conclude this today that it's fun shooting like it's always fun shooting. If you got any questions about this handgun that I haven't pointed out, shoot it over to me in a comment down there. Be nice and be gentle. That's the way I like it. Anyway, guys, until we get to another video, shoot straight, shoot safe. Huh.